Well, good morning. I'm Heather Stricker.
And I'm Tina Jennings. Now, what do fairies, algebra, and gardens have to do with one another? Well, in today's Education News You Can Use segment, we're about to find out.
Here to tell us more are Tucson Country Day School 8th graders Nick Owen, Faith Sipker, Julia Stark, and Torin White. Well, welcome to you all. Thanks for being on.
Thanks for having us.
So happy to have you. Now, I know Nick is holding kind of like a diagram of the heart garden, but Julia, we're actually going to start with you. Tell us how this got created.
Well, at first, we made this garden as a memorial to Barbara Cooper, who was the wife of Mr. Cooper, who is the owner of our school.
That's amazing. And now, Torin, how did you get involved with the whole garden idea?
When our algebra teacher, Miss St. Louis, was walking around and seeing the adults making the garden into a little fairy garden, she thought that it would be a fantastic idea for the kids in the algebra class to do it, and so she made it happen.
That's so incredible. So we are talking about not just gardening, obviously, but math. So Faith, tell us how this heart garden kind of helps you with your math skills.
So when our math teacher saw this, she thought it would be a good opportunity to kind of learn about surface area and landscaping and also scale. So, because everything had to be similar sizes to make it look realistic, even though it's not really realistic.
Well, and Nick, what were kind of the requirements in order to get each group or section done?
Well, in each section, you needed to have a structure, water feature, and some landscaping with various different plants.
Okay.
So we would paint the structures and use different materials to create the water effect.
Oh, wow. So then, Torin, how did you kind of like split this space up to create this beautiful final product?
Well, towards the bottom of the heart, it was already pre-constructed by the adults, and we couldn't really take that apart. So we split the upper part of the heart into 8 different pieces. They were pretty rough. It was a shape of a heart.
What are the different pieces?
We have the 2 up here, and then we have 2 in the center, up and down from each other, and then we have the other 2 right there, and then 2 below it.
Okay.
Very
And so, Faith, this looks already, just from the diagram, I can't even imagine how amazing it looks in person, but how much time have you guys actually put into the garden?
We've actually spent a lot of time on this garden, and we're continuing to work on it, but the majority was done. We started in October when it was slowly starting an idea, and then once we got funded in November, we really started to pick up pace, and it was mainly kind of finally done in February.
Awesome. Well, I have to tell you, I've seen this in person, and it is really quite spectacular. You guys have done an amazing job. Nick, I want to talk to you. I know we just mentioned that once it got funded, you guys were off and running. So how does something like this get funded?
We started out by using bake sales at the sports games that we have, but we weren't really getting anywhere, so we asked the Student Parent Association, or SPA, and they ended up funding us for a couple $100s to.
So I bet we want to say a big thank you to them right now on live TV, don't we?
Thanks, Mom.
Thanks, Spa. Now, Julia, I know you 4 are here today kind of representing the garden and everything that you do, but do you know how many students actually are involved altogether?
Our entire 8th grade algebra class, so it'd be about 25 or 24 students.
Okay, and I'm sure that also comes with the fact that you guys all get to do something together, and that makes it kind of fun, right?
Mm-hmm.
I love that. So Faith, I want to know, what have been like the reactions around school? What has it been like in the community? What do your classmates think of this?
Well, I know that some of the other math classes were definitely jealous when we got to do this project and they didn't necessarily get to. But I can say that every time I've walked into our campus in the morning or when I'm leaving after school, there's always somebody that's looking at it, and there's always people asking who did it and like why we did it and stuff like that. So
It's pretty cool, right?
Yeah. Everybody was really just kind of amazed by it, and it is also actually saving our school money because we used to fill this heart with like, was it pansies?
And
Snapdragons, and that used to cost us.
Dying.
So it would cost us actually like hundreds of dollars, but with putting this in there, it's actually saving us money, so we don't have to keep replacing those flowers.
Okay.
Look at that, saving the school money at the same time.
And any of you guys can answer this, but I know at the very beginning I said, what do fairies, algebra, and gardens have in common? Now, the fairies portion is that you guys actually have little trinkets and stuff that are in there to kind of make this like a fairy garden, right?
Yeah.
Kind of tell me what that means.
Well, I mean, they're like little pieces of ceramic that are like little fairies, and they're kind of just sprawled out about the place. There's a couple by the little castle, by a couple little houses, things like that.
Kind of to make it feel alive in the garden instead of.
So it's not just like structures and water features.
Like we have a little dragon in our on our mountain.
And
up
there's
there.
a huge unicorn right there.
Yeah, and it almost kind of like tells a story, right? Like I know other people that have done fairy gardens, and they like, you know, make little homes for their people, and they, you know, it kind of has a little feel to it, like you said. So it's not just a garden; it's got some cool aspects to it.
And then, like, even though everybody had their own section, in the end, we kind of connected it all with a path, so it kind of all comes together into kind of one, like, area for the fairies
For the
to live.
well, please, you guys tell your other classmates that we said congratulations on such a great garden. Thanks for coming here to tell us about it.
Thank
you
you
for
for having us.
Great. For more details about Tucson Country Day School and their programs, call 296-0883 or log on to tcdcharterschool.com.